Good morning. It's the 7th of January. Welcome to the E3 Weekly Market Report. I'm Pat McClatchy. Exports have just come out. We want to go over those right now. Looking at the cotton market, exports are at 82,800. That's down 22% from the previous week and down 18% from the 4-week average. Increases were reported for China, taking 26,400. Pakistan took 17,600. Turkey took 16,000. No real cancellations. And we're looking at new crop. Not really seeing anything there. Look at the reaction. Cotton market before this number came out was down 38. Right now, cotton is down 44. That's trading at 61.58 in the March with a low of 61.55. So market reacting in a negative way for cotton. Let's look at soybeans. Net sales of 638,700 metric tons. That's up 33% from the previous week, but down 46% from the 4-week average. China took 929,400 metric tons. The Netherlands took 236,300 metric tons. Spain took 66,700 metric tons. And not really seeing any new crop sales there. Now, the soybean market just before the report came out was down 5 3/4, and right now the soybeans are down 5. Market's just a little bit stronger. Corn, the corn export figure, the net sales was 252,900. That's a low number. That's down 64% from the previous week and down 68% from the 4-week average. Mexico took 117,800 metric tons. Colombia took 91,600 metric tons. And Peru took 32,100 metric tons. And let's see the reaction. Corn before this number came out was down 2.5, and that's the same place we're sitting right now in March. Corn down 2.5. Let's go to wheat. Low number here. Net sales of 76,500 metric tons. That's a marketing year low. And China took 65,200. China took 55,000, and the Philippines took 31,000. And the reaction, wheat before this report came out was down 2 1/4, and right now the wheat market is down 4 1/4. So we have weakened from this. The market overnight has all commodities are down right now because of negative pressure coming, as we've seen all throughout the week from China. China's stock market was down a full 7% and within 30 minutes of opening, and so based on their system, they have shut down their stock markets after 30 minutes and it's closed for the day. That's had a very negative reaction around the world in everything, whether it be stocks or commodities or Asian currencies. It's a very negative reaction before this report ever came out. So let's just talk really quickly about the outlook, what's going on, and ask the question, and we've asked it before, why have commodities been down as much as they've been, especially agricultural markets? And I think you've got about 4 reasons. The first is China's economic slowdown. We've seen this going back for months now. That affects global growth, which affects commodity demand. And then the next reason is a stronger dollar. We have been approaching the 100 point index area recently. Right now, the dollar index is trading at 98.69. It's down almost 49 on the day. In the past, when we approach 100, the dollar starts to have trouble continuing to move higher and has backed off and consolidated. Now we're doing that again. But the trend in the dollar for some time has been up, and that's hurt commodities because it hurts demand for commodities. Then there's the stronger dollar. as we mentioned. Then there's less speculative fund interest. For years, the big funds have liked commodities as a hedge against inflation. The environment we're in right now globally is toward deflation or low inflation. So that is not having that speculative presence in the market from the big funds has hurt. I'm not really saying they're not in the market. They're not in the market like they were at one point. And then we've got lower crude oil. Crude oil right now is trading at 32.68 in the February crude. The low of the day is 32.10. So we're not far from the 30 level, $30 a barrel. Unheard of a year ago, but that's what we're facing as we continue to see high production. So the question is, will this change? Will we continue to see this same trend toward lower commodity prices? Let's take each one. Will China recover? I think most people agree they will. The question is, well, when will that start? That's a harder question to answer. Will we see the dollar eventually back off? As I mentioned, the 100-point level for the index has proven to be a trouble before. We've run up to it, and we're starting to back off, so that very likely could happen. Will the commodity funds come back in the same way they did in the past? And the answer to that is yes, eventually, probably. But they will come back probably when they start considering that we are at very, very low prices across the board in commodities and that they are a value at these cheap levels. So I think they will come back at some point. And finally, will crude bottom? Yeah, I think we all know that. And it could be a great deal of interest in buying crude oil at $30 or lower. It makes more sense to own it on the board probably than to try to produce it at these levels. So we should see some very good support at some point. It might not mean we're going to see crude go to $100 a barrel anytime soon, but we certainly could have a very, very good bounce and find good support down here approaching $30. So the question is, what do we do? If you're someone who follows agricultural markets, when we see that the Chinese economy is starting to strengthen or stabilize, or we reach the point where we start seeing the speculators, the big funds, coming back in the market, and we can see that on Friday's Commitment of Traders report. They come out every Friday. We start seeing those types of signs. It could be an excellent time to be looking to buy agricultural markets. Right now, we're just in the grip of a very negative global market for everything. So that's it. Thanks for joining us for the E3 Weekly Market Report. We hope you have a good day, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you.